Hello, dear friends. I'm back after a couple of weeks break. I was taking care of my mother. Thank God she feels much better, and I can return to drawing and sharing my drawings with you. So today we're going to be doing very special practice called shamanic beads. Some people call it magical beads. You can call it anyhow you want, but the underlying idea is to create an object of beauty that will hold all our desires, our dreams. And I would recommend framing it, maybe even putting it on the wall or keeping it visible so you can interact with this and also create another maybe drawing using the same technique and compare how they look like. So today is going to be a lot of fun. It is an artwork. It's not pure Neurographica. So why don't we begin? And we're going to talk while we're drawing. My camera a little bit out of focus today. Please bear with me. Um, I'm going to be using paper made black markers in order to create our artwork. So first thing I'm doing, I'm starting neurographic line, okay? And this neurographic line will be the string for our shamanic beads. So you can repeat after me, or you can watch the entire video, and then you can complete your own drawing, okay? So this is a string, okay? So when we're talking about beads, when you do mala beads or if you create your own beads, right? We can just simply create them without any underlying ideas, any underlying thoughts. Here, I would definitely recommend you to think of something that is very important for you at this moment, what you really want to get as soon as possible, something that is burning. Just think about your desires, what you really want. Maybe you want help for somebody. Maybe you want to achieve a degree, to finish school, change job. So think about anything, right, that could possibly come to your mind. So when we start this work, we start with appreciation. And for me, appreciation is a circle, and I usually put it towards the middle of the string, like I'm doing it here. And I'm putting neurographic line around it to activate it, right? So this is my appreciation for everything that I have in life, my family, my house, my good health, the health of my mother, my relatives, my kids. So I appreciate for everything that I have. And I believe we cannot have what we want if we don't appreciate already what we really have at this point. So I'm starting with this, and you can right away start rounding, right? If you don't know how to round, what I mean by rounding, please watch my basic videos. I will add them to the description underneath. So you will have a full guidance on this, how to draw circles, how to draw basic shapes in Neurographica. But if you already know, you can start routing right there, right? And you can even name it appreciation, right? So going forward, what do I really want? Ask yourself, don't think too much. What is your immediate need? And for me, my immediate need is to sell my house. I'm selling my house. I want it to be as smooth as possible. So I'm gonna add another bead right here. And that would be my great desire to sell my house at a good price, right? With the good buyers, that closing would go smoothly, everything would go beautiful, things gonna work out just as I want, okay? And that's what I put into this bead. You see, when we doing something like this, when we have a desire and adding neurographic to that, then this desire starts forming neurological connections in our brain with all the roundings that we do, with all the shapes that we do. The aim is to first visualize what we want and then to achieve it. And we know that visualization is a powerful tool that could be used for anything, right? If you are getting a new job, you can envision what is the best job that you want and envision it first, and then just move towards that. Okay, so I want that. Now I want to really get a better house. What I mean by better doesn't mean bigger or more beautiful, a better that fits my desire, that fits my financial situation. And that would be my future home and probably the future home for anybody who would come and visit me. So I really want to pick something that would make 100% sense. It will not be expensive at the same time. It would serve my needs. The house is going to be beautiful and welcoming to everyone who wants to visit. So new house, okay? So I'm focusing on real estate at this point. Now, what else do I want? I want to grow my community. For people who know me, I have my own Amarna sanctuary community, a female community of really powerful women who like to get together, celebrate things together. We have workshops that we're meeting in New Jersey area. So please inquire if you're interested. But the idea is not about my female circle, it's more about my desires. And my desire is to continue building community. If I move from New York, then the new community is going to grow with the new place. And that's what I really want. What else do I want? I want strong health. I want strong health for everyone, not just for me. I want strong health for my mother, so she's stable. I want strong health for my husband, for my kids. Everyone should be healthy. Health. Okay. So there could be many, many more beads. I'm just really emphasizing what is the most important for me at this point. I am putting it on the paper, and you should do too. Just think about what is the most important thing in your life that you would like to achieve. It doesn't have to be 5, 6, it could be even 10 here. Think about what works the best for you, okay? So now, remember, we're doing beads. So what we usually do with shamanic beads, with magic beads, right? Used in female circles and the yoga studios. You see what I'm doing here, right? I'm rounding a little bit as well, so everything looks integrated. I suggest let's add some feathers, okay? And for this, first we would need to draw threads like this, okay? And those threads, they're gonna be filled with feathers of different kind, okay? And here's the artistic works come in place. Okay, we don't have to really stick with Neurographica here, classical one. We can definitely start developing our artistic sense here. And people asking me, they're saying, your YouTube is Neuroart, but you mostly do Neurographica. It's true, because first of all, I'm a professional Neurographic instructor. And of course, I want everyone to get excited about Neurographica first before they can even consider Neuroart. But sometimes it works other way around. People first get attracted to Neuroart, and then they want to learn more. How Neurographica can change my life. What can I do with Neurographica? What's the difference between Neurographica and Neuroart? So we do have a free community on Facebook that you could join, and the community link is also in the description under this video. So if you would like to join community and see what others doing and inquire about Neurographica classes, you can always come to me. I have my own website where I've listed my programs, and you know, whatever interests you, you're more than welcome to develop. And I'm doing it. You see, like I don't advertise that much because first of all, for me, it is a creative process. And I feel like if I'm advertising too much, I'm killing it with advertisement. That's what happens. Sometimes business kills creativity. So I only open my doors to people who genuinely want to learn the method and enjoy this practice together with me, drawing with me, creating their own drawings and so forth. All right. So let's add some feathers. So feathers could be different shape and size. Here I'm adding triangle feather, just like that. It looks more like a leaf. And here we could do some sort of like a rounded feather. And here I suggest you to use neurographic line as well. Don't do just straight lines, because everything has to be fluid. Everything has to be in kind of like in interaction, in integration. That's what neurographic drawing is, integrating all the components of the drawings. Okay, so let's add up more. And your creative process is very important here. If you would like to research different types of feathers, you could go ahead and do it and then add those shapes here. What I'm doing here, I'm just adding through my own imagination, knowing that the end result is going to be beautiful, and feathers can go here as well. We don't have to really do only at the bottom. Okay, we can definitely do here. And feathers can be in different shapes. Okay, and they can be thick and they can be thin. All depends. Okay, but you see how the drawing is developing. You see that you're no longer looking at the boring kind of shape, shapes and the lines. They become now interactive. They become more fluid, more artistic, right? And feathers come in different shapes. So let's just do that as well. Okay. And not only feathers, also beads, right? Sometimes we're adding beads to the parts, the strings that connect feathers with the whole string of the beads. And that's what I'm doing as well. And they can also come in different shapes. You see, like I'm using little circles here, but you can use anything you want, anything, any kind of smaller beads. And the smaller beads can also have a meaning, right? Love, appreciation. You see that? It could mean all the positive, only positive things, okay? That I got this. If you're looking for a job, just make it stronger, appreciate what you have, and also make it stronger and beautiful. So you gonna create a stronger neurological connections when you really putting a lot of effort into your imagination and making sure that everything that you like, everything that you can envision, you can put into here. So what else I like? We're going to be doing more rounding here. This class is a little bit longer, but what I'd like to do here, I'd like to add some supportive force. You know, I believe in God. Not everyone believes in God. Some people believe in universe. Some people believe in angels, spirits, whatever you like, right? For me, God is my guidance. God is my supportive force. So I'm adding God into this. I feel much better when I add God. I feel I'm protected. I feel like He's watching over me and things gonna just happen. I know they're gonna happen, but this way they're gonna even happen better and faster, and everything will work in harmony. So I also believe in angels. So I want to add another circle, right? I want to add my archangel, specifically Metatron, that is my supportive angel. You can add anybody. You can add your teacher, your guru, anybody who you would think would help you, protect you, and guide you through your journey. Because here's the journey, right? Just think about it. It's all about building communities, selling old house, moving to another house, and having a great health for achievement of all my desires. Yours can be finding a new job, as I said, remarry, maybe finding a new guy, new relationship. Maybe you're doing for somebody else. Maybe you want your kids to finish college or anything. It could be anything here. I'm giving you this as an example, so you could use this algorithm for anything you want. Okay? So now let's do a little bit of rounding before we move on to the next part. And rounding, we all know, is integrative component of neurographic art and neurographica, classic neurographica as well. And we usually don't leave anything hanging. If we have unfinished lines, I encourage you to finish them. Okay. And you can always do double lines if you want. I like doing double lines. They are stronger, they're creating stronger connections. So let me just continue. And when you're doing it, don't overthink. Okay. Should I work on this? Should I work on that? Am I doing things in the right way? You're doing things in the perfectly right way if you're moving fast in your thought process. You don't overthink, right? Because analysis paralysis is not what we're trying to achieve here. We're trying to achieve beautiful work of art, and it is neuro art. It has neurographica component, psychological component, because what we're trying to create the beads that will be our object that holds all our immediate desires. We all have long-term goals. Same algorithm can be used for the long-term goals as well. Let's say you don't have anything immediately going on, but maybe you have a desire to move to different state in the 5 years, or maybe you plan on the wedding for your children. Could be anything, right? So even for that, it could be used for anything. And most important, it has to be fun. If you're not having fun, if you feel like, oh my God, I'm tired, I have to do all these roundings and integrations, then it's not good. That means you're not enjoying the process. And if you're not enjoying the process, then maybe you should start with something smaller. Like, and if you really want to learn the method, start with the half of this paper. You don't have to do such a large drawing if you don't feel you didn't grasp the idea of how to draw a neuro art. So then you could definitely um, use much smaller paper. Try them. I hope you have your water with you. I always do. I'm showing. If you feel a little bit overwhelmed emotionally, because this work can really be exciting, sometimes overwhelming. Why? Because when we have so many emotions, even positive, they can create this overwhelming sense. I'm not shy to drink my water. Oh, beautiful water. Then, you could stop for a while. You could drink some water, walk around the room, right? Or you may start feeling tension. Maybe you really want something for a long time, and for some reason it doesn't happen, and you've done a lot of work towards that, still not happening. Some people get very emotional about this. And in this case, you can start feeling tension in your body and your shoulders. And some people come to me and they say, look, I've done so many things in my life in order to achieve what I really wanted, but unfortunately, nothing really happening, or maybe it goes too slow. In this case, what I'm saying, we need to look at other aspects of your life and see where you need to get an improvement. Sometimes we carry a baggage of our past experiences that could definitely hold us back. Some childhood traumas, or not believing in ourselves, low self-esteem, other things like that. Sometimes you really need to work through them in order to continue with our desires. because people sometimes prone to self-sabotage. Have you heard about self-sabotage before? When people are trying to do something nice and instead they're creating situation where they're failing, right? I'm sure you know things that happened in your surrounding when people really wanted to achieve something good, but instead they sabotage that. So in case where you don't see manifestation of your desires, I would strongly, strongly suggest looking into your past experiences, working through them, and Neurographic is helping to do that. So people who took my level 1 course in Neurographica, not Neuroart, Neurographica, they know how they working through emotional catharsis, working from clearing the past anger and other negative experiences, how they got better, much better. And they learn how to help others as well. Not only that they got better, they also learn how to help others, which is beautiful. Okay. So what I'm doing here, technically, let's talk about that. You see me thickening the lines. Some lines I double because I like that strong feeling of double lines. And I'm also rounding. I'm rounding the crossings. And you know, in Neurographic, it's very important. Rounding, one of the most important technique that we're using in order to integrate all components together. Otherwise, we cannot even say it is Neurographic art. That's the specialty. Some people I see that they don't round everything, and in Neuroart, you don't have to round everything, but you still need to create that sense of connection between all the components in order to qualify it as Neuroart. Would you agree? So for that, that's what I'm doing. I'm thickening the lines, rounding. Of course, I'm going to have some unrounded places. And as I said, it doesn't have to be 100%, but still, you should have that sense of integration of all components here. So now our beads are here, and we also want to, using neurographic principle of connecting everything into whole. We should add some neurographic lines just like that in order to connect our beads with collective beads of everyone else. We all know that the edges of our drawing is not the end of the drawing, right? We can always add paper from any side of the paper and continue. So by adding neurographic lines that coming from anywhere, basically, we are manifesting the connection between our beads with everyone else's beads, with the collective beads. This way, we're saying that our desires are not just ours, they also desires of humanity. And we feel each other. It's like a sisterhood here. And for men who are drawn with me, you can also appreciate it. Like mostly my students are female, but I also have male students. So, and they also report the sense of unification with the world, with their brothers, with females, with everyone in the world, with the whole alive planet, right? Together with animal kingdom and vegetable kingdom. It's important to feel united and connected, specifically right now in this difficult time when we're still in pandemic. Nobody said it's over, right? And the war going on in Europe and everything that goes on right now, we need to rise our vibration. We need to bring up sense of peace, sense of love, sense of appreciation to each other, right? That's what we want to really bring to the world. Enough of pain, enough. We want to be loved. We want to be connected. We want to be safe. We want peace on earth. We want to be healthy. Enough with pandemia. Okay? And our small desires, they actually flow in collective desires of everyone else to have peaceful, beautiful life that they deserve, continue with our generations, right? To have birth to our kids, grandkids, enjoy our life, travel with no restrictions, and support each other through our difficult times. That's what we all want. And those lines that we just added, they actually represent this connection. Uniting with the world's positive desires, positive outcomes. Okay. You see how we started, how fast we arrived to this almost complete drawing. We can always add elements to that drawing. Always. We don't have to stop. You know, sometimes we start coloring and all of the sudden we feel like, oh, I miss that, I miss this. I want to add more circles. Maybe you want to add some triangles here, or maybe you want to add some squares. You could definitely do so. Okay. Anything that you would like to add, please do so. Don't be shy. Okay. You can even add circles to neurographic lines, creating like extra beads like that. Look how cute it is. It is cute, okay? And we can do that, definitely. And some people go even deeper into this work. They add actual feathers later, right? You can create this multimedia experience by adding actual beads. You can also add like small crystals to that of different colors. Here is whatever you want. This is your work, your desires, your way of achieving things. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Like you see, like I said, square. Okay, add some square like this. Yeah, beauticize it anyhow you want. Okay, now what we're saying, though, those are feathers, and I just want to kind of like create this fabric experience. For this, I'm going to be using micron 0.5 of the thickness, okay? Just Google it, go to Amazon, just say micron 0.5, and you will get this liner over here. So what I'm trying to do with this, I'm trying to create this kind of like a fabric feeling, just like that, right? Feathers with lightness. I go just like that. Look how pretty. And why I'm using this one, because it's thinner. You don't have to, you can use paper mate if you don't have that one, which is totally fine. You go fast, light, okay? Just go like that. Your idea is to create the experience that it is clear that those are feathers, not just leaves from the tree or anything else. Although, if you would like them to be leaves instead of feathers, leave them as they are. Use your creativity. It's in your art here, married with Neurographica together, okay? And you can do whatever you want. It's up to you. But have fun, experiment. It's all about experimenting. It's all about getting an experience and feeling Neurographica through experience. Some people just looking at the drones. Oh, I'm not excited looking at the drones. Fine, have you tried it? No, I never tried that. Then try it. You know, we only live once. Try it. It's really fantastic method for anyone. Even if you never drew before in your life, you can easily learn how to draw with neurographic, in neurographic style. And neurographic style is the, you know, it's very modern. It's a modern way of expressing yourself. So, see, immediately everything looks kind of artistic, right? It brings more life towards that. Yeah, I love it. I definitely do so. You can add extra lines if you feel like you're missing some lines. Here you can do whatever you want. That's what the beauty of Neurographica. You can continue drawing forever, basically improving it, improving it, improving it. up to you, totally. Making it more multimedia, making it more beautiful. You just do whatever you wish. My idea is to share this drawing with you. We've done a lot of neurographic prep for this class. So you could just go ahead and start using your creative self in order to create this beautiful art. And I'd like to see your shamanic beads in my community. Please join my free community. It's free, where I'm giving my feedback. When people sharing their drawing, people giving feedback to each other, they enjoy drawing together. They appreciate each other. Just do it. Join the community and you will see, you will see how much fun you will get out of it. Just like that. Awesome, isn't it? Okay, let me just do more and then we can start coloring. One part, coloring part. Some people hate coloring, some people love coloring. I love coloring, even though sometimes I'm not so crazy about my choice of colors. Still, I like to experiment. Why not? So let me double this line. And I want to add some beads here. Okay. Yay, it looks very nice. I'm happy with that. Okay, very good. Excellent. So now you really need to think about what colors you want to use. Like yellow, you know, is always one of the colors that we can never go wrong with. Um, hmm, right now it's springtime. I feel like, why don't I stay with this spring colors and kind of like pinkish and British and bluish and greenish? I'll start somewhere here. You pick your own color palette, okay? Don't look at me because you may have a different mood for colors. Um, I kind of feel like springtime. I want to bring some tulip colors or really, however it's going to come out, because you never know how your drawing is going to come out at the end. Pick your own color palette, okay? And let's start coloring. So I'm going to start with my appreciation. And for color pencils, once again, you could use cheap color pencils. If you're a beginner, you would not kind of feel the difference that much. But if you want to go all the way into drawing and learning how to draw, how to color, Prismacolor would be a really good choice of colors. Look how well it is really coloring. It creates that smooth feeling. You could say that this one is an expensive color pencil because it really creates a smooth and really beautiful shading, depending on how um, how much you're pressing against the paper, right? So if I do light, if I go light, then I'm getting this kind of light shading, just like that. Okay. So I kind of want to keep this 3D feeling here by basically just, let me just move it a little bit because I feel like my computer touches the lightning here. All right, so let me move on. And I'm going to color the second one. And again, it is half intuitive, right? I just picked the color palette that really spoke to me. And I'm using it as my colors of choice right here. And it's a Prismacolor. Now you could see Prismacolor. Prismacolor is expensive, kind of like they have a cheaper variations, but Prismacolor creates very smooth Very nice feeling at the end. So that's why I like to use it. And I'm going to just go ahead and continue coloring. Again, every bead can have its own color. You don't have to follow me totally. Your beads could have your own colors, and you can use as many colors as you wish. This is your artistic work. So it's totally up to you. Totally up to you how you're going to be using it. And we can always, like, if we feel like we want to add more shading, we can just go ahead and add more. Like, I feel like adding more shades here. Just like that, right? Right there. You can completely color the whole bead. You don't have to create this kind of 3D shape if you don't want to, for sure. So just follow your heart, follow your desire of doing it. And sometimes, it takes some time to get used to working with color pencils. And some people get frustrated because they feel like, okay, it doesn't look like 3D. So what I would suggest, try. Practice. That's all you have to do. Practice more and more, and you will see you're going to get much better at this with time. Now, when we get in colors, breathe your colors, because colors also bring energy, and whatever you picked should really correlate with your desires. Like for me, it's like desire of change, desire of movement, desire of kind of like changing my lifestyle and creating more beautiful ways of living. I've been in New York for such a long time. Maybe it's time to move out. Maybe it's time to create my own life. And here's like a powerful God that I've created. I want to color him in yellow. Actually, like if you have golden pencils, you could use golden pencils to color your deities or angels or whoever you think about. I'm just using yellow. Right away, you see when you start using colors, you could see that the whole drawing shines up. It becomes so attractive. And we feel like, wow, I wonder how it's going to look like when I'm going to color it, right? I know. And some people telling me, why don't you just draw and post it and we're going to just color? Then what's the purpose? The whole purpose of Neurographica for you is to create your own drawing. If I'm going to be drawing for people and just posting the drawings for coloring, it's more like a Zen art. There is already a modality called Zen art when people don't think too much. They just go ahead and they just use colors for relaxation, for meditation. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to bring totally different approach to drawings. For me, it's more like think when you draw instead of totally get relaxed. I mean, you're going to get relaxed no matter what. But think about your desires. Think about what you want to achieve in life. Just do it. Draw it. It doesn't matter if you think, oh my God, my drawing is not good. Nobody's going to like my drawing if I share. People sometimes feel very, very shy to share their work, specifically the beginners. I was always sharing my work. I didn't care. I really knew that I'm going to get better. And there is no such thing as, oh, we learned Neurographica or we mastered Neurographica. Even the creator, Pavel Piskarov, every time he said, for him, every seminar he has, every class he gives, everything, for him, it's a learning experience. Why? Because Neurographic is endless. I want to add some gold here to brighten them up, my beads. If you're drawing with me, just You see how I'm doing things. I can jump from one place to another place. I just colored my angel into green color. It felt more like appropriate than anything else. You know, everything is kind of like a shiny and beautiful. Um, okay, so I want to add some blue and see how things going. And remember, like in Neurographica, everything is connected. The phone and the figures, they all create this beautiful correlation that we are using. And this one is a Prismacolor Premier. Prismacolor Premier color pencils, they're fantastic. They're so smooth. They're easy to use. They create nice feeling. So if you have a budget and if you're serious about start drawing and learning, not only maybe Neurographica, but any other modalities that require color pencils, I would say Prismacolor is the excellent choice for this. Premiere specifically. They're expensive, but you know, we don't have so much in life that brings us joy. So why not to create joy by buying something really good quality wise and applying it. See, now we kind of started to see a picture. And I like to use blue as a background, like a blue sea or blue sky, right? Very summery. You can use anything. You can use different colors here. You don't have to do all in one color. It's just I feel like that. I feel like I want to do it, but you don't have to. Use different colors if you want to. But and I probably will do so. I'm gonna just add more blue, and I'm gonna start thinking about what else to add here. Because I don't want it to be boring. I want it to be fun with that. And probably I'm gonna start adding some green here, mixing with blue. We want it to be colorful. We want it to be attractive, attractive to us, attractive to everyone else who's looking into this. But tell me, is it easy? Please, in your comments, just write, was it easy or not? And if it wasn't easy, tell me why it wasn't. What was in your mind when you were drawing it and you thought it was not easy? I want to know. I think it's pretty easy. If you let yourself, let your hand go and let yourself be creative, don't think too much, then it's easy. When you overthink the process, then it's not. You're like, oh my God, did I do it the right way? Did I do it the wrong way? In your art, if you, in line with principles of creating integrative drawing, rounding things, right? Look how pretty it is. Then you can definitely get a beautiful, beautiful drawing. And why I said like frame it or make it visible, accessible, because if you are putting your desires into this work, you want to look at this work, you know, like a vision board. When you create your vision board, what we usually say, put it in the place where you can see it. It will bring your thoughts back to this positive, beautiful place, attractive, beautiful drawing, where you're going to immediately come back to your desires, to your ideas, to anything that makes you happy, right? So that's why I'm saying make it visible, accessible to you. There's another Prismacolor Premier. Very nice. I love it. I love the quality. And the paper, please use mixed media. Don't use just cheap paper. On the cheap paper, things look cheap. They look cheap. And then you're going to say, oh, I don't like it because it doesn't look right. For me, it looks kind of weird. I don't like the way the colors came out. For that, you have to use mixed media paper. And I've talked about this at my previous classes, which my basic classes around Neurographica. You're going to get a better idea what paper to use, what markers to use for the line work. And I don't go crazy with markers when I actually select my markers. I'm good with Sharpie. Some people cannot tolerate the smell. I can, no problem. But lately I am using Paper Mate and I'm happy with that as well. If and you saw me, I showed you this micron, micron 05. They go from 1 to 6 or 7, I believe. Um, use that, you know, use them. That should be totally fine. Okay, and I want to use green here. It brings us back to our childhood. When we were kids, we didn't think too much. How my drawing is gonna come out? We've been creative. And if you remember, I don't know, in your school or in my school in kindergarten, we were drawing mother, father, siblings, a house, and the sun shining. Do you remember that? Um, I don't know if in your school there was the same way, but definitely my school was just like that. And we tried so hard to draw a beautiful lawn and parents, and like I was drawing my sister and my cousins, and they all were staying together in a beautiful kind of embrace. And the sun was shining, and the flowers were blooming, and everything looked so fantastically beautiful and perfect. That's what we want. We want to bring that feeling of beautiful, fantastic, um, hopeful feelings inside of um, integrated inside of our life view, instead of dwelling on negative feelings, instead of kind of living in pain. Why not to switch to beauty? So as I said, right, I started with blue again. um, I felt like, okay, I'm going to do the whole thing blue. But during the work, and that is very often happening with Neurographica, during the work, I decided to switch. I said, I guess it's going to be boring. And I want my work to look really nice, shiny. So I've decided to add more colors, and which is totally fine. Totally fine. I'm going to mix some colors here. I specifically don't do this like in faster pace. So you show what I'm doing. I'm jumping around the whole drawings. I don't have to follow exactly the whole path of the drawing. I don't have to. I can jump from one place to another when I color or when I do my rounding. It's up to me. In the beginning, when we're learning, we usually apply strict rules, but when we feel more comfy with algorithms and with all techniques that we're using, we can do a little bit, go a little bit easier on ourselves and start kind of like moving around, do whatever makes sense, still keeping the principles of Neuroart in Neurographica together. We don't go away from them, but we are not as strict. Okay. Do you like that work? Isn't that beautiful? It's powerful. And I love the way it's coming out. Totally love it. Just think about it. You can add another piece of paper and continue with your beads. You can totally continue. Again, you don't have to color the whole thing. But, you know, when I say that, what I notice some of my students, they stop coloring at all. Well, okay, they color the centerpiece and that's it. And I'm like, hello, not coloring the entire thing doesn't mean not coloring at all. You still need to color. Whatever you're leaving not colored has to make sense. Otherwise, why to leave those empty parts of the drawing not color it? It's just because you don't know how to color it? Or is it because you're afraid to spoil your drawing? Don't be. Don't be. I suggest just continue with experimenting. Whatever you do, going to be rewarded later on. Even if you don't like your work in the beginning, you still can do it and you still can enjoy, have fun, and be merry, be happy, right? I want to add some brightness here. Like I feel like I'm missing something. And here, look what happens when we add some accent colors. Whew, sense of fire right away. Sense of fire right away. And it's Neuroart. Remember, in Neurographica, we don't mix colors like that. In Neurographica, it's pretty strict. We don't want to create an integrated kind of feeling when we start mixing colors using this chameleon, color pencils, and so forth. Why? Because in Neurographica, we believe that color represents certain emotion or certain thought process. And when we're mixing, our brain gets confused with that. The brain is kind of gets stuck with the feeling of what does she really want. So here we are artistic. We are creating this beautiful, beautiful shamanic beads. And as you know, with beads, everything usually colorful, right? It has to make sense. It has to be beautiful. Otherwise, we don't know why we're doing it that. It has to be beautiful. So that's why I'm eating this super stick Kinderfest Jolly pencil. Somebody gave it to me as a gift. It has kind of like a metallic sense, like the color is like ultra color as I sense it. Um, but look, it's very nice as well. And I don't believe it was an expensive gift. So you could get something like that as well. If you want like to get nice accent or look, look how well it goes. It really creates nice, smooth coloring pattern. And that's what happens during our work when we're coloring. We may have 100 ideas in our head on how we can do it. Like I didn't even think of using it, but I felt like I'm missing on that. I felt like I really need to add this as an accent color. And I may even add it here as well to emphasize, look, everything became like shiny right away. Just like that. It adds up some brightness, right? You could see it. And I'm going to do this as well over here. I'm already satisfied with what I'm doing. I hope you're satisfied as well with your work. And if you're not, it's okay. This is your first try. Maybe it's the first time when you're drawing Neurographic at all, right? Is it possible? Yes, totally. Maybe you just arrived to my channel. You've never done that before. All of a sudden, you see that it's possible to create such a beautiful drawing with such an easy steps, even if you never drew before. Everyone can draw circles, everyone can draw lines. With neurographic lines, it takes a little bit of practice, but people usually learn them very quick, okay? So I'm not worried about you not being able to learn how to draw basic shapes and lines and how to do basic rounding. Everyone can do it, and you can do it as well. Even kids, my kids, when I have my kids classes, they also learning pretty fast of doing it. Okay, so for the most part, look at that. We already kind of created foundation for this entire artwork. And now the feathers, you can do whatever you want. You can leave them as is. You can just add some grayish kind of color in order to, if it's a white, let's say, there was a white bird, then you can just create some sort of like take something pale like this and create kind of like shading, right? I'm just going to show you several ways of doing it. So let's say this one was just kind of like a white feathered bird. So I'm going to do that. Or if there was like some colorful, like a peacock or something like that, you can add some colors. You can add like totally different accent like that. And again, you can pick any colors you wish for that. It doesn't have to be white or greenish, or you can do whatever you want with this. Okay, you see that? It's pretty. It looks pretty. What else? Let me see. Greenish, this green. Yeah, it could be multicolored. Let me do that as well. We can add yellow right away. Look at that. The whole feather looks so bright, like a peacock feather, right? But if you really want to see natural, you can research on feathers and color them in the sense of how they're supposed to look like in nature, if that's what you're looking for. If you're not looking for that, it's fine as well. Here, it's up to you totally. You can completely color them. You can just do a touch up on them. You can do like some magic feathers that don't exist in nature, like I'm doing it sort of here, right? I'm sort of doing it right there. I don't know if, no, peacocks, probably some exotic birds. They may have these colors. You can do even multiple, right? So I did some violet, now I'm adding some greenish colors. Okay, and I'm gonna add some yellow to that to blend this whole thing. And again, you don't have to color the entire feather to leave this lightness, right? To leave the beauty. You can just leave it like that, that we all sense the lightness of those feathers. Okay, beautiful. So guys, please leave your comments for me. Let me know how you're doing. Share your work in my free group so I could see it. We're gonna do some more of Neuroart going forward. So you're gonna develop your sense of drawing, not to be afraid to use color pencils. I am not an artist by any means, guys. I was never trained as an artist. All I'm doing, I'm learning from Neurographica how to draw. Well, I'm an instructor of Neurographica, but you know, to be honest, my techniques I've learned during my school year. Like it took me like a year, kind of like to master my skills. When I started, I hated my drawings, but with time, everything gets better, for sure. It gets better, believe me. If you don't believe in yourself and you think, it doesn't work because it doesn't look nice, I should not be drawing. Yes, you should. Yes, you should be drawing. Give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance to experience this method. Don't give up easy. We sometimes give up so easy. It's just, it's not fun. How easy sometimes we say, oh, okay, it doesn't work. From the first time, we're saying it doesn't work. So I'm not going to be doing it. Guys, give yourself a chance. Seriously, and you're going to appreciate it later. Ah, beautiful. I enjoy. And definitely I'm going to put it on the wall in my office when I'm done. I'm not going to just let it be in my album. And write comments. Write comments. Ask me questions about materials, about the algorithms, about my courses, about how to become professional Neurographica instructor, how to have your own coaching practice using Neurographica. If you already coach, for you, that would be like amazing, amazing addition to your practice to have something like that. Totally, I believe so. I have coaches coming to me and they're learning and then they're using it for their own coaching practice. I'm so proud of these people and they're part of my community. So ask me, ask me. I'm leaving all my credentials there, how to join the group, how to, um, where to find me, my website, my beginner classes that you can start kind of like learning with basic shapes, basic lines, basic Neuroart, everything I already have on my channel. So just up to you to continue. If it doesn't really excite you, then it's fine as well. Maybe Zen art is much better choice for you than in this case. Possible. Not everyone is in love with Neurographica like I am. Not everyone is really eager to learn the method and some people don't even feel like they don't have enough patience for this. Well, for people like that, we have other choices in life. You can do something else. You don't have to do Neurographica. But if you're really passionate about Neurographica, you can certainly start learning. Okay, my dears. So I hope you enjoyed this work. I'm looking forward to see your drawings and have a fantastic rest of the weekend. Next week, I'm going to be recording as well. I'm going to make some improvements to this drawing as well. So I get it to the place where I'm completely satisfied. But the basic of drawing is here anyway. And I'm looking forward to see your drawings. Please post them. Please don't be shy to ask questions. And welcome to my world. Welcome to the world of Neurographica. Bye now.